Welcome to this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Kelly. The holidays are known as a time for giving, whether it be of a gift to a special someone or perhaps volunteering your time to an organization within the community. On today's program, we're going to spend some time at the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts, where they have plenty of opportunities, whether you're looking to give a gift or possibly, again, as we noted, give of your time to volunteer. Stay tuned. Welcome back to On the Scene. We're joined now by Jackie Cherry, who's the Executive Director here at the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts, and Jody Mazer, who is the Director of Education. Thank you, ladies, both for being with us today.
Thank you, Tim.
Thanks to see you, Tim.
You know, we're coming to you kind of mid to late December, so again, one of the hot topics are the holidays, and of course everybody might be looking for that unique holiday gift. And the Suffolk Center, you may not have thought about it, but we're going to give you a reason to think about it.
Absolutely.
With the segment right here, and talk about the great opportunities and things that are available. You have the gift shop, Jesters. We also have the opportunity with tickets and classes and things. So tell us a little bit about it. If you're thinking to give a gift to a special someone this holiday season, you might want to come right here.
Absolutely. Artfully Done is in the galleries every year, November, December, and it's artisans from throughout the country, many of them from Virginia and North Carolina. Both the BB&T Gallery and the Norfolk Gallery has lots of gift ideas at all price points. Good. And of course, our gift shop, Jesters, downstairs, is even more gifts and opportunities. It's wonderful. The two young ladies that run the shop for us do a great job selecting and do a great job inviting all of our community artisans in to participate. So it's a fun time, and it's unique gifts, one of a kind.
Really. Yeah, a lot of people, if you haven't been here, it's a really great way to see a lot of artists, a lot of artwork that is, they're gorgeous for gifts.
Right. Now, what about tickets and gift certificates and things? What do you offer in that sense? Of course, tickets, you always have events going on. So again, we can always look ahead. We'll talk a little bit about what's coming up in 2014. But if you wanted to give a gift of a ticket or a performance to someone, how could someone go about doing that? Or a class, for that matter?
Well, you can always come into the center. We're open Tuesday through Saturday. You can go online for tickets. We can mail them out to you. There's lots of opportunities for any amount on your gift certificates that you'd like to do, or tickets themselves. So we're happy to accommodate you there.
Now, of course, as I noted, we're kind of late in the holiday season here, but there's another performance coming up before Christmas that'll be happening. You want to tell us a little bit about that on December the 20th, correct?
The Virginia Symphony.
Right.
It's an amazing, amazing show itself. But it's also a series that we're doing this year for the first time. There are 3 different times that the symphony will be with us. This Friday night, the 20th.
Friday the 20th.
Is the brass.
It's holiday brass. It's all of the shows will be on Friday night. So it's a Friday night series. It's sponsored by Bank of America. It's the Bank of America Virginia Symphony Chamber Series. And it is the best deal going. We have been able to work with the symphony on a tremendous, tremendous offering. It's a three performance series for $50.
Wow.
3
$50.
Symphony shows for $50. So you get the first one, which is it's coming up in December. It's the December 20th Holiday Brass, which is going to be wonderful. And then we have on Valentine's Day, Friday, February 14th, a Valentine's Day concert, which is jazz for a swinging Valentine's. It's a big band. It's going to be a big band production, which will be great.
But it's a great Christmas gift.
Yes.
But you're taking care of Valentine's as well.
Right.
And the thing is, you make reservations now, you do your dinner plans, you have it all sewn up, and there's so many nice restaurants. I mean, we have our own here, of course, Mosaics Cafe, which we love, but there's so many others here downtown that you can enjoy yourself and have that off of your list completely.
That's right.
And then again in the spring.
In the spring, on May 30th, we're going to have the Virginia Chamber Orchestra, Virginia Symphony Chamber Orchestra with Vivaldi's The Four Seasons. So for 3, you can get 3 performances for $50, which is, I mean, really.
You're not going to find a deal like that anywhere else, are you?
Yes, it is. And it's a perfect way to introduce even family members to the series. It's great. It's a wonderful way to do it. And, you know, the series would make a nice gift, too.
Think broader picture, like you said.
Absolutely.
That's a great deal.
And for all ages.
Yes.
Yeah.
For all ages.
So, and then following the symphony, we do have our last children's theater piece. So that's
Uncle Wigglily's Christmas.
Okay.
Uncle Wigglily's Christmas Carol.
Now, who's Uncle Wiggily?
Uncle Wiggily is a wise old rabbit who lives in the woods.
Okay.
And
As all wise old rabbits do, of course,
all
right?
wise old rabbits do, absolutely. And yes, right, that's true. And they inquire about the Christmas Carol, which he is reading,
Okay.
and he, with the help of the other animals, interprets a Christmas Carol with all the woodland creatures.
Nice.
And it's a great story. It has wonderful moral tales with it, aside from the Christmas Carol. It's a
And
lot of fun.
The other piece of that is all of our children's series, which is the third Saturdays every month. The tickets are $5.
Right.
And many of them are interactive,
Right.
and the children can come and spend an hour, get some energy
Yes.
out there and enjoy themselves and still be exposed to live theater productions, which is a great educational piece in itself.
Indeed.
Children's Theater of Hampton Roads is an adult performing group. They're wonderful. They're very sensitive to the kids and the adults. Some of their humor obviously goes over the heads of the kids. They're very savvy,
Right.
and it's a lot of fun. It's a great way to enjoy the afternoon. Maybe mom could come with the kids and dad could go shopping. Maybe dad could come with the kids and mom could go
Sure.
shopping. But that will be on December 21st.
Okay.
That will be that
And that will be
Saturday,
here in the theater.
Okay.
at 11 a.m.
Okay. Now, one thing you've mentioned, and of course with both productions, are the partnerships that the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts has with other organizations in and around the Hampton Roads area and
Right.
beyond, quite frankly.
Right.
Yes.
But just if the two of you could elaborate a little bit on that, I mean, whether it's working with Suffolk Public Schools here, whether it's broadening out, again, you mentioned the symphony, I mean, you mentioned the group out of Norfolk. I mean, so it really helps bring quality production here.
Yes.
Quality opportunities here for people to develop and get exposed to, whether it be the symphony or whether it be some kind of an art class or things like that. If the two of you could talk a little bit about the collaborations you have with other organizations.
Well, recently, this past month, we did the exhibit with planters and the whole history
Which is wonderful,
of
yeah.
the peanut. And OBC
Yeah,
was
the
part of
peanut
that. We have had several folks that came in and talked about the history. In addition to that, it was a tie-in with the Historic Society here in Suffolk. I mean, that's as close as you can get to a community project.
Indeed.
And the outpour from that alone has been just tremendous, and it's a perfect example. But aside from that, we do many others with the public school systems,
Right.
young audience, which we'll talk about perhaps with the camps, the Nansemond River Preservation, which is another series that we have coming up this spring. And
Paul DeCamp Community College, we've done programming with them. We're continuing to do some programming with them and hopefully expand that partnership to include a lot of other things in the
Right.
future.
And again, that just really adds to the multitude and the diversity of offerings that you can provide through the Suffolk Center, and it just makes it the place to be.
Well, one of the things that I think Jackie has brought to the table and we've been trying to do is the fact that when you involve more people, the bigger it is, the bigger it is.
Yes.
So the more people that become involved, the more people grow, you grow the arts, you grow the classes, you grow the community involvement in this building and around downtown even.
Right.
And it's been very successful, and it continues to generate more and more interest as more people become involved.
Indeed.
we'll go back to the art galleries here. January, we have an opening, I think it's the 17th.
Yes, yes.
And it's a phenomenal young man who will be featured in the BB&T gallery. You have to come to see his work. And it'll be a Meet the Artist night that evening, so you can come enjoy talking to him, see all the exhibit itself. And again, they're always free and open to the public. If you go to our website, I hope to get some of his pieces on there, so you'll get a little snippet of what's to come. And then following that will be Sister Cities. We've had a partnership with Sister Cities now for several years. And those are students from all of our high schools, public and private. So again, it's an opportunity for the community to be involved, get the children involved, and we've had 2 national winners from Sister Cities that have had their work here on exhibit. So we're very proud of them,
Indeed.
very proud of Sister Cities for their hard work. So it's a fun relationship.
And then very briefly following that, we will have the Student IB exhibit here.
Right.
The International Baccalaureate program comes here once a year. They've been doing this will be their 4th year, I believe. And so we have the students displaying their artworks right after the sister cities. And the wonderful relationship with those students also transforms into counselors for our art camp in the summer.
Right.
So it's been terrific to be
Sure.
able to work with the community on such an integral level.
Indeed, and it's interesting to see how all these events kind of tie in with each other, and you make those connections and things. Now, real quick, we just have a little bit left before we have to leave with this particular segment. We have a lot more segments to come here, so don't worry. But if somebody wanted to get more information, you mentioned the website. If you could give what that website address is and a contact number if somebody wanted to possibly get tickets or a gift certificate for Christmas, or find out more information about some of the productions and events and classes and things you've talked about.
Absolutely. It is suffolkcenter.org. Our phone number here is 923-0003.
Okay. Well, thank you both. And again, we're going to spend a little more time on today's program talking about some other events that will be coming up in the spring and early summer, in addition to some volunteer opportunities here with the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts. So be sure to stay with us for this program. We're now going to be talking about the community theater production of 42nd Street that will be coming to the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts in June of 2014. And to do that, of course, we're joined again by Jackie Cherry with the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts, but also with Renee Perry Mitchell, who is the artistic director with RPM Dance, and also the director of the production of 42nd Street. So
Yes.
Thanks for being with us for this segment.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. We're so excited to be partnering with the Suffolk Center. And we love being in this theater.
Yes.
Of course, 42nd Street is a wonderful production and is really one that is going to appeal to all audiences. I think the charm of 42nd Street, of course, it opened on Broadway in 1980 to rave reviews. It won the Tony Award that year. But it's set in 1933. And so such wonderful music in the show that our older members of our community can relate to. Songs such as I Only Have Eyes for You, About a Quarter to Nine, Shuffle Off to Buffalo, all of these Broadway show tunes that became popular music that are really appreciated by the older members of our community. But then again, it's a new production filled with very high energy dance numbers, really a real extravaganza. So I think it's going to be very exciting for the community.
And I think the great nature about this is, again, it's a community theater production.
Yes.
And before we talk a little bit about that, Renee, tell us a little bit about your background and what you're kind of bringing to the table as director of the production, and also, again, again, you've got a lot of wealth of experience.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
Sure, yeah. Well, I think it's very exciting for me to even be on this stage. My very first dance production or recital was on this stage. I grew up in the Suffolk community and studied here from local dance schools on to Magnet School of the Arts, was at the Governor's School of the Arts for the state of Virginia. One of my first professional jobs was the Spirit of Norfolk, then to Busch Gardens, then to King's Dominion on their main stage show, where I met members of the production team for Royal Caribbean, danced as a lead singer dancer with Royal Caribbean, then went on to New York, where I danced at the Alvin Ailey School. And it was during that time that I auditioned for the Radio City Rockettes and began my career there, which was quite extensive, was 8 or 9 years, and did everything there from the Macy's Day Parade annually to the world premiere of movies such as Miracle on 34th Street. Just a wonderful, wonderful career there, ending with me actually getting to choreograph on the Rockettes, which I haven't gotten to share with a lot of people, but that was just a very exciting event. I was the assistant choreographer on a new tap workshop that was done on the Rockettes called Thunder, and then following that, I was asked to choreograph an event at Rockefeller Center that focused on American Olympians and featured Olympians with the Rockettes, and I was able to choreograph that. So to come back is just, no words can describe the thrill it is to come back and give back when I was given to so much by this community. It's just a thrill for me.
Well, I think everybody's really looking forward to the production.
Thank you.
Now, with all of your experience, what is tie that into the community theater portion of this?
Sure.
And again, Auditions have already been held, but I
Yes.
believe there's still a few positions that are open, and of course
Yes.
you talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
But your philosophy about how community theater functions,
Yes.
both in Suffolk and abroad as well.
Sure. Well, everything begins with community theater. I can remember doing community productions of such shows as The Sound of Music and things like that in Suffolk and the surrounding areas. And that's really where dreams begin. There's no production too large or too small. We never need to feel like that we're not able. We just need to come and audition, and that's where dreams begin, is community theater. It's also, community theater brings the community together, because whether you're on stage, whether you're backstage, communities come together in theatrical circles. And so community theater is where it's at,
Right.
as far as I'm concerned, definitely. And again, that's where I got started.
Indeed.
So.
Now, the parts that are still open, if you
Yes.
can talk a little bit about that
Sure.
and the process for that, in case someone
Sure.
out there is watching this show and go, you know, I'd like to give it a shot,
Yes.
but obviously they do need to audition. So if
That's
you could
correct.
talk about
Yes.
the process.
We have two of our male roles that are young to middle-aged male roles. The first one is Bert Barry, and he is one of the writers in the show Pretty Lady. 42nd Street is essentially a show within a show. So the plot is that Julian Marsh, who is a famed Broadway director, takes on the task of setting a musical extravaganza in the height of the Depression. And so there are two writers of Pretty Lady, one of whom is Bert Barry. And this is a role that's a great acting role, but this actor also sings. And then the second role is Pat Denning, and he is the interest of Dorothy Brock, the lead. Not so much of a singing role, but more of an
Sure,
acting role.
sure.
If you're interested, please do contact the center,
Okay.
and then we'll set up a private audition for you and get you involved.
Great. Now, Jackie, of course, we talked about this great production that's coming up, and again, it's in its formative stages. We've got a lot of rehearsals to do,
Yes,
and we hone it down and get it to the great production we're expecting in June of 2014.
Yes.
What are the dates, and how can people get tickets for that event?
Well, they can go online always at suffolkcenter.org. But the dates are June 14th and 15th. That's a Saturday and Sunday. And then the following weekend as well, which is the 21st and 22nd. And the Saturday shows are at 8 o'clock, and then there's Sunday matinees at 3. You know, we are so thrilled about this particular
Right.
show. We've had so many requests for community theater, and we're so fortunate to have Renee with us. You know, it's going to be extraordinary, just extraordinary.
And I think, again, it's a great partnership with the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts,
Yes.
RPM Dance, and the community at large to bring this production here to Suffolk, a quality production, and again, always very affordable, and great opportunities for tickets. It's right here in Suffolk, so again, a great chance to come out and utilize the resources here at the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts.
Thank you.
Now we're going to be talking about another community program that will be taking place right here on the stage at the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts. This event will be coming up in April, and to talk with us about that event is Elizabeth Tarosky, who is the Executive Director with the Nansemond River Preservation Alliance. Elizabeth, thank you for being with us.
Tim, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
And Jackie, thanks again for joining us for this segment as well.
Thank
Jackie, thank you for inviting us.
Well, tell us a little bit about what River Talk, and I know there's an expanded title that ties into that. What's going to be taking place on that evening? And again, this is a free event that's open to the public.
Yes.
So obviously this is your chance to kind of pitch out there and let people know what's going to be going on and what will be discussed.
Tim, River Talk it's an environmental education program that we started 3 years ago. NRPA is a young organization, very dynamic. Started in 2010, and we now have 325 members.
Okay.
We have support from businesses and foundations, and the community has embraced all our environmental education programs and activities. River Talk was created so that we can bring experts in the field to Suffolk, and the community can become educated and ask questions, and it's a wonderful exchange and dialogue, and it's a very informal gathering. Jackie has attended. We typically have this up in Northern Virginia, actually in Northern Suffolk, and it's typically we have between 90 and 120 individuals attend, and it's a social gathering. It's an opportunity to learn about the environment. It's an opportunity to really help Suffolk excel. Okay, and the name of this program is actually Opportunities for Suffolk Wetlands, Wildlife and Sustainable Development. And this program was created, the purpose behind this program is because, as you know, the city of Suffolk, a few years ago by Money Magazine, was ranked one of the 100 top best cities in the nation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Suffolk continues to excel. Population is increasing, new businesses are moving to the area, and there's an upswing in residential construction, which is just wonderful, and it's an opportunity for Suffolk to continue to prosper. As the community prospers, what we want to do is the reason why people and businesses select Suffolk is because of the quality of life, the abundant wildlife, and the beautiful waterways. And so this program was designed where we are bringing in 3 experts to talk about ways to manage growth and also preserve the environment at the same time. And Suffolk is in a unique position to be able, actually in a unique position throughout the region, to demonstrate its leadership in balancing growth and preserving the environment. So we have 3 experts. One of them is Ravi Johnson, who is a waterman in Suffolk for 30 years, a Virginia Tech graduate. And Ravi has served on several marine resources, local, regional, and statewide organizations. We also have Dr. Joe Bouchard. Joe was a former commanding officer of Naval Station Norfolk, former House of Delegates, and he's on the board of the Virginia Conservation Network and also the president of the Virginia Coastal Coalition.
Okay.
Joe brings a lot of information and a lot of expertise to the discussion. And then the third person is Will Baker. Will Baker, a lot of people may know him. He is the president and CEO of the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, which their main purpose is to save the bay. And so it's a conversation where we'll ask these 3 experts about their practical experiences and recommendations and advice and how Suffolk can continue to move forward, prosper, and also protect the environment at the same time. And at the conclusion of the program, we will have a question and answer period. And it's open to the public, as you had said earlier. And it's not at such a level where people will find it boring.
Right.
Okay.
Sure.
It's really it's an opportunity for students, senior citizens. In fact, it's really focused on the entire community to come and learn about the environment, ask questions, and to socialize with your neighbors.
Great.
Tim,
Jackie?
this is a perfect example of a community working together for something that is so relevant to all of us. In this particular group, and I have participated in the past at their meetings and so forth, there are some really exciting topics, but folks in the community care about this area so much, and those that are speaking are experts. And it's a perfect time. It is a free program. It is open to the public. It's very much part of what we do here at the center, and we're so excited about partnering with this group. I certainly want folks to come out. I would love to fill this theater. There's 530 opportunities for you to be here. So come out and enjoy the evening and learn about our own community and what we can do to protect and enjoy what we have here in Suffolk.
And again, the date I believe is April the 24th,
Yes.
7 o'clock. Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts will be in the theater.
A Thursday evening.
Thursday evening, okay.
Yes, absolutely.
And again, no tickets needed, so just come on. And then who will be serving as the moderator? I believe it is a panel discussion.
It is. I will be the moderator.
Oh, great, okay.
And just I must add that the reason why this performance, or actually a special event, is at no cost is because we applied for a grant from the Chesapeake Bay Restoration Fund. That's your DMV license plate.
Right.
If you save the bay, there's actually grant funding available, and that organization is actually paying for and supporting this program.
Very nice.
Absolutely.
Again, another community collaboration that comes
Yes.
together. Again, you have to wait a little bit. It's not till April, but again, be sure to put that on your calendars and look forward to this event, River Talk, here at the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts.
Okay.
We're joined now by Sharon Flintoff, who's president of the Suffolk Center Foundation. And again, Jackie Cherry with the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to talk about volunteerism. And of course, if you're behind us, again, the volunteers are busily preparing for, again, the Sugar Plum Tea associated with the Nutcracker event that'll be held here at the Suffolk Center. But talk a little bit about volunteer opportunities with the Suffolk Center and what people in the community who are interested can get involved in. Some examples.
Absolutely. We have lots of volunteer opportunities here, and it's very important. As Jackie can tell you, we work with a very small staff, so our volunteers are extremely important to us. And we have many different opportunities that you can find depending on what your interests are. You can do clerical, mailings, answering the phone. We have a flower guild. You can help arrange flowers for our events. We have a special events committee, which is what you see here.
Right.
I'm helping to do events. We have grounds and maintenance. If you're interested in gardening, we can handle that. What else do we have, Jackie?
Well, even during the Nutcracker tea, we have young ladies here in the community that are
Yes.
coming and participating. They're the princesses. They're taking tickets here for us.
Right.
The same thing in
Yeah.
the theater. In any of our shows, we have ushers that help us out. We have folks that run the concession stands
Right.
for us. There's lots of opportunities, and we
Yes,
love
absolutely.
having everybody here at all ages.
Sure.
Absolutely.
All
So there's
ages.
something for everybody.
Good deal. Now, of course, volunteerism is very big in the city of Suffolk in general, not just with the Suffolk Center.
Absolutely.
And we always would encourage anyone to get involved in any kind of community. And certainly if you're interested in it, you talked about you have so many different opportunities that there's
Absolutely.
one thing versus another. If someone was interested and would like to get more information about volunteering here, how could they do that? Who should they contact?
They can either call the center or they can go to the website, and we have a volunteer form. You just click on the form, download it, fill it out, send it back in, and we will certainly give you a call.
Good deal.
We have a coordinator here,
Right.
Danielle, who's very eager to get folks in to help us out on all the projects that we have. So we welcome everyone. And as you mentioned, this is the center of Suffolk,
Right.
but there's so many good organizations, and this is the time of year you really need to think about giving back to all community
Sure.
projects.
And
Absolutely.
again, you never know what your impact's going to do to touch the lives of someone else here in the community.
Exactly.
Whether it is exposing them to the arts or just out there and making their life better through other means. So again, a variety of different ways. And an opportunity here at the Suffolk Center. So again, give them a call or visit the website to check that out. And that'll do it for today's program coming to you from the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts. I'm your host, Tim Kelly. We'll see you next time on the Scene.